Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Happy Sunday. It's the first Sunday of the month of March. Happy new month. Still the month is new. This is the second day of this month of March. And we thank God for the life, for the gift of life that He has given to us, for the far that He has brought us since the year started. And we can't take His love towards us for granted. And I really appreciate each and every one of you for the support. May God bless you so much. May God fulfill your heart desire. May God keep you. May God uplift you. And also, I want to wish my brothers and sisters, Muslims, happy Ramadan. Mubarak to each and every one of you. May God give you strength. May God fulfill your heart desire. So today we are going to give your weaknesses to God. The weakness that we have, each of us, we know the weaknesses in our life. We need to take that weakness to God, and God will give us the strength. Let us encouraged by taking our weaknesses to the Lord, and God will give us the strength that we need so that we can keep going, we can keep pushing. So when we read the book of Corinthians 12:9, the book of First Corinthians 9, Second Corinthians, the book of Second Corinthians 9, 12:9, Second Corinthians 12:9, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weaknesses. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about weaknesses. The power of God is made perfect in the weaknesses. When we are weak, we need to look for the power of the Lord. The power of the Lord will help us to keep going. So we need to put our strength, our weaknesses to the Lord. Lord to always be on our side to help us to be encouraged that the power of God is made perfect in the weaknesses. So when we are weaknesses, the power of the Lord is always with us. He will give us the strength that we need. He will give us the whatever that we so that we can be encouraged and keep going, keep moving, and to do whatever we want to do in life. So we need that the power of the Lord is perfect in the weaknesses. So give your weaknesses to the Lord. He will give us the strength that we need so that we can keep going, we can keep moving forward. So I'm going to read some Bible verses which give us that the power of the Lord is always be encouraged by giving the strength of God. Be encouraged by living by the strength of God into our life. And the Bible verse that we help us to encourage that God is always with us. He always gives us the strength by dealing with our whatever that is letting us down. The weaknesses, the Bible says we that take your weaknesses to the Lord, and God will always be on our side. God will help us. So when you feel that you are weak, the power of the Lord is made perfect in the weaknesses. In 2 Corinthians, what I read. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weaknesses. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weakness, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then I am contented with weaknesses, insult, hardship, persecution, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Then when I'm weak, then I am strong. My grace is sufficient. Paul said that God's grace is sufficient in the present tense, underscoring the presence of God, but the power of God is sufficient. The effort believer, regardless of how critical one's circumstances may be, the power of God is made perfect to the weak. When you feel weak, the power of God is there to help us, to give us the strength that we need so that we can keep going, we can keep moving, we can keep enduring during hardship, during persecution, whatever that you are facing. Look upon the power of the Lord. It will give you the strength, it will encourage you so that you can keep pushing, you can keep moving forward to reach wherever you want to be. So the power of the Lord is made perfect in the weaknesses. Take your weaknesses to the Lord, and you receive easy strength so that you can keep going, you can keep enduring. My grace is sufficient to this means that actually weaknesses not in relevant would be performed in perfecting and demonstrating the Lord's power. This is the main point in Corinthians 12, 1:13. The foundation Paul says 103 Psalms, the book of Psalms 103, 12 to 14. The book of Psalms 103, 12 to 14. And as Father shows compassion to his children, so the Lord shows compassion to those who fear him, for he knows our frame. He remembers that we are dust. He remembers that we are dust. As Father compasses to his children, God also compasses to us. And he also cares for us. He loves us so much. And he remembers that we are like dust. In future we will despair. God is Father to these people. In Exodus 4, 22, 20, and to the particular faith members. Of course, many fathers fail to embody this idea in image that we are in dust. This paper telling us that we remember that God shows compassion to us, remembering that we are dust in this life. So we need to know that God is always with us, is always by our side. He loves us so much. So in our weaknesses, let us take it to the Lord. Allow God to lead us, allow God to direct us. It will take us to the next level. When you feel that you are weak in the Lord, you are strength. So let the strength of the Lord to give you the weak, let the power of the Lord to give you the strength that you need, so that you can do whatever that you wanted to in life. And with God by our side, things are going to be perfect. The First Corinthians 26, 1 Corinthians 1, 26 to 29. For consider your calling, brothers, not many of you who are wise according to worldly standard, not many were powerful, not many of noble part, but God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. God chose what is raw and despised in the worldly, even things that are not, to bring to nothing things that are, so no human being might boast in the presence of God. So God chose what is in the weak to bring the strength to us. God chose the weak people so that we can bring good news to people. So whatever that is weak, whatever that is bothering you, even if you are weak, God will choose you to do greater things in this life. So let us also know that with God by our side, we will choose you to do whatever that He wants you to do in life. No matter what happens, trust God. Know that God is always with us. That's what we see, that no matter what happens, know that God doesn't matter what has happened in your life. Just know that God is always there. He will choose the weak so that to ascend the strong. That's what thing. Just the message is the message. We are foolish by the world standard. Now says message we are foolish, those same standard. God believed the message were foolish by the standard. God's transformation for them into people by choosing them to be saved. So God choose what is weak to assume the strength. This seems of the lifting up for downtrodden and the dispersal of human status. God will choose what is weak to assume the strength. So when you feel that you are weak, God's sufficient love towards us is small. He is not going to assume us, not going to leave us. Let us keep trusting Him. Let us know that with whatever happens, God is always by our side. He's not going to leave us. He's not going to abandon us. Know that God will always be there for us. He will always lift us. And that's the book of Romans 15, 1 to 3. When we who are strong have an obligation to bear with the failing of the weak and not to praise ourselves. Let each of us praise his neighbor for his good, to build him up. For Christ did not praise himself, but is it written, the reproaches of those who reproached you fell on me. That's Romans 15, 1 to 3. So let us allow God to always on our side, Lord to help us, God to always take us to the next level. When things are not working, we know that God will always be on our side. That's what means that God help us, God take us to wherever we want to be. And with God by our side, things are going to be perfect. With God who is giving us the strength that we need, things will be all right. So let us always know that God is always with us, is always by our side. When you feel that you are weak, look upon the Lord. The strength of the Lord will always lift you. The strength of the Lord will always by your side. The power of the Lord. So this is what you know, that which one is making you not be strong. What is that thing which is making you that you feel that you are weak? You cannot continue again. Things are not working the way you want to be. But trust the Lord that God is always by your side. The strong are for possibility to tolerate and support the weak instead of living fearlessly, selfless, to satisfy their own desire. So the strong people, they have the opportunity to always help the weak so that they will be weak too. They will be strong. They will keep doing what they want to do. But some of the strongest, they will have that selfish desire. They don't want to help those who are weak. So that's the Bible is warning us that we need to help those who are weak so that they will keep going, so that they will not be discouraged of doing whatever they have planned to do in their life. If I must post, I will post for the things that show my weaknesses in 2 Corinthians 11:30. If I must post for the things that will show my weaknesses. Which are those things that will show your weaknesses? You know that we feel a lot of weaknesses in life, but we allow God to help us so that we cannot feel that weak. We need that power of God to encourage us, to boost us, so that we will keep going forward. By the grace of God, God is always giving the power that we need, the strength, so that we can endure whatever that we face. In Hebrews 4:15 and 16, for we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who is fairly respect, who who is who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us be, let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need. So let us look upon the Lord, who is sympathizing with us. He will help us in time of need. When we are facing challenges, let us look upon the Lord, who was crucified for not without sin. He died because of our sins. So let us always look upon the Lord. Allow Him to lead us. Allow Him to direct us. He will take us to the next level. That's what means that God is always by our side, and He will make things perfect for us. Jesus is able to identify with His people. Because of His human experience and suffering, He endured while being tempted. Jesus endured everything while He was being tempted. He endured all. So even us, we need to endure. Whatever challenges you are facing, whatever difficulty, whatever hardship, persecution, we can endure it, and at the end of it, we will succeed. The strength of the Lord will keep us going. The power of the Lord in us will help us so that we can endure whatever challenges that we may face in this life. Life is full of ups and downs, but when we trust the glory of God, when we trust the power of the Lord, nothing will stop us from enduring until the end. In their temptation, Christ can be comforted with the truth that nothing can enlist them in falling to their land. He too has faced the tower of sin, and yet he never gave in to such temptation. Let us draw to the near to the Lord, and God will always draw near to us. Let us draw near to the Lord, and the Lord will draw near to us. Whatever happens, draw near to the Lord. Allow Him to lead us, allow Him to direct us, and everything is going to be perfect. Have that confidence, have courage, have strength that whatever happens, you will keep on, you will keep moving, and you will reach wherever you want to be. With God by our side, everything is going to be perfect. Have confidence, have courage. Things are going to get better in your life. That's what we see, that with God by our side, things are going to be better. So the weaknesses of the Lord will help us. The weaknesses of the Lord will make us strong so that we can keep going. We can keep enduring whatever challenges that life is throws towards us. God is our everlasting Lord, is always with us when we feel weary. In Him we are not weak. So let us to the Lord. God never suffers setbacks, and He helps those who do. God never suffers setbacks, and He helps those who do. So when we feel setbacks, God will help us. God will make us going. No matter what happens, God is always with us. So let us ask God to be our side. And we need that help of God in our lives so that everything will be perfect in our lives. So thank you for those who have joined. God bless you so much. I really do appreciate. Kindly like the live stream. Like the live stream, please. In Matthew 11:28 and 30, come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lovely in heart, and you will find rest of your soul. For my yoke is easy and my pardon is light. Let us go to the Lord with our pardon. Let us take that weaknesses to the Lord, and let us take the yoke of the Lord, which is light for us to carry, which cannot give us that much stress. That's what we need onto our life. I say that come invitation to trust God personally, not merely. Belief is told, all who labor and are heavy laden, take it to the Lord. It immediately considers that God is always on our side. God is always by our side. He's not going to leave us. He's not going to abandon us. Take whatever that is troubling you to Him, for Him to help us so that He can give us lighting to carry. And we will keep on, we will keep moving until we reach towards our destiny, to cover whatever that we want to do in life. So, whatever which is troubling you, take it to the Lord. God is ready to carry for you, God is ready to help us for whatever situation that we might find ourselves. So, we need Him into our life, we need Him to lead us, to direct us, always to be by our side. And when we allow God to lead us, things will be always perfect for us. So it is you to know, understand what is giving you headache, what is disturbing your life, and take it to the Lord. Allow God to lead you, allow God to direct you. It will take you to the next level when things are turning out the way you do not expect. Take everything to the Lord, allow Him to guide us through, and things are going to be perfect. That's what I wanted to say today. May God bless each and every one of you. May God be with you. May God always make everything possible in your life. Ramadan people, God bless you. God give you strength as you endure embark in this fasting, 1 month fasting. May God be with you. May God protect you. May God fulfill your heart desire. And I wish each every one of you a happy new month of March, more blessings, more grace, everything that you have prayed for, more testimony. May God bring it to us. Whatever that you have been praying, God is going to make it happen for us. Thank you so much. God bless you all.